Hello everyone, welcome to day 8. A big shout out to all the new subscribers and viewers. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the content. And what I want to start off with today is I'm Tanya, for those of you that haven't followed the previous posts. This is my channel where I want to sort of create a community tribe where I can share some of my coaching and therapy hints and tips that might actually help you on your self-development journey while I'm documenting mine. Before we get to my background, which is the kind of format that I've been using for the first few posts, what I want us to do is, if you're actually seeing this the day that the video is getting uploaded onto YouTube, it's a Saturday. So first of all, well done for getting through a busy week, because I know everyone's lives are busy with work and life commitments, family, children, extended family, whatever may be in your life. So self-praise is the most important and valuable thing that you can actually do for yourself. So when people talk about self-care, it's usually sleep, eat, hydrate, exercise. It's those kind of 4 things that people refer to. But mental self-chatter is so vitally important. And who best to praise you but yourself? So major pat on the back or double pat on the back. Well done me for getting through a busy week. So take a few moments today, if you've got time, to just sort of like reflect on what you've actually achieved this week, what lessons you've learned, and what you might want to do a wee bit differently next week. Where do you want to prioritize you? Because you need to fill your cup or put your mask, the oxygen mask, on first to fully charge up your batteries so you're ready to go and then be able to give to other people in your life, or even to do the things that you aspire to do. So for me, Saturday starts off with a beautiful walk, and then I go to my Zumba class, so I get a little bit of movement, a few moves. We started doing a few new kind of routines on Monday and today. I was definitely going in the wrong direction, but that's all part of the fun. That's all part of the fun. So that's me kind of starting my kind of weekend, where it is all about self-care, self-reflection. What have I learned through the week? What are the things that I want to sort of maybe tweak and adjust for the week coming? What have I got planned for the week ahead? And it's about being present, enjoying the here and now, because the future will be here in a breath. And what's happened in the past is a guide to help us sort of navigate our feelings, our emotions, and where we want to be sort of heading to. And it's about self-love, self-care, and self-compassion. That is what I'm sort of like, my life, that is what my life is all focused around at present. So enjoying the here and now is so important. And those are the kind of messages that I wish my younger self was fully embracing, rather than constantly chasing the achievement and the goals for external validation, hoping that achieving all those goals was going to make her feel happier and more content with her life. So where we got to on my kind of background story is I finished university, and having completed my honours Bachelor of Science degree in Maths with Accounting Studies, I decided I didn't want to go and do anything with my degree straight away. So I had been working in the hospitality industry while I was a student, and then when I graduated I went to Greece for a month. Instead of going to my graduation, I used the money for a gown and all that kind of paraphernalia to sort of get myself some flights over to Greece and spend it with friends and family. And if anything, that kind of 1 month in Greece sort of re-energized my focus on what I wanted in life, because I had a number of relatives that were hell-bent on getting Tanya married, because now that she had finished her degree, that was the next bit on the agenda as far as their expectations were concerned. I was to settle down, get married and start a family. that was as far from where I was sort of heading to. So I ended up going and having a good time with some friends in Greece, and then when I sort of came back to Scotland, I was just sort of re-energized and refocused. I knew exactly what I didn't want, and marriage and a family were not in the plan for me, at least not in that kind of immediate foreseeable future. Children was never in the plan, but the kind of relationships were something that I was always putting on the back burner, further down the line, one day, but not today. The focus was on me and sort of like carving out my career and achieving my goals. And my initial goal was I wanted to pay off my small student debt that I had. I got a loan in my final year to help me through, and I wanted to get that repaid. So I went back to what was familiar, and that was back to hospitality, working up in the Isle of Skye over the summer months. And then when I returned home, I spent October and November living at home with my parents, and that was a bit of a shock to the system, being totally independent and doing as and what I pleased when I did, to then be living under strict rules again was a bit of a, okay, I need to get my own space, I need to move out of home. And luckily, one of the friends that I met in my second year working in the Isle of Skye, she had gone into HR, so human resources, within the Stakis Hotel group at that time. Now they're part of the Hilton group, but at that time they were actually looking for staff to support the festive season in December. So I went and got a job working in the restaurant and in the function room at the Dunblane Hydro in Stirling. And I worked there for that month, and then the intention was that in January there was going to be a vacancy within the finance department where they issued out sales invoices and purchase orders for the kind of paying the settlement of the suppliers. So I interviewed in early January, and because I had already got my degree, and even though I didn't have any office experience, because I had been a hard worker through working in the kind of restaurant, they were willing to give me a 3-month probation, which was absolutely superb, because that gave me my first exposure to calling clients, using a computer on a day-to-day basis, and learning how to use a photocopier, the kind of basic stuff that we take for granted, but if you've never used that equipment, you don't know. So it was a great opportunity. The one downside was that back then you were allowed to smoke in enclosed spaces, and it was a fairly small office, and there was 4 of us in there, and the manager was a very heavy smoker. And so you felt that you came out as if you had smoking like 40 cigarettes, which the manager had smoked in that kind of 9 to 5 kind of time frame. So that wasn't something that I enjoyed. So it was one of my kind of on my list of credentials. What I wanted for my next job is to work in an environment where smoking was not permitted in the office. So that was one of the kind of objectives that I had for my next job. But I stayed there for 18 months and I learned a great deal, and that gave me the kind of stepping stone to apply for my next opportunity, which I will cover off in the next vlog. But it was all about what's the next thing? What's the next thing? It was always that kind of future, kind of pace, looking to the future. So while you've got a moment, just take a nice deep breath and just be grateful for what you've actually achieved, what you have managed to survive this week. If you've just been in survival mode, if you've managed to accomplish things, then really sort of like celebrate those accomplishments. Don't wait until the bigger goal is achieved. Embrace every achievement now. And getting out of bed and dealing with a busy week and dealing with work and family, that in itself is an achievement. So pats on the back and celebrate. Now go out and seize the day, make the most of the weekend, and remember, you've always got choices in life, so choose wisely. Until tomorrow, bye.